Obviously, PC building right now is tough. Everything is expensive, and on top of that, RAM pricing is extremely high. People who wanted to build a PC this year might have failed to build their own rig because of prices issues. Yeah, I can tell. Well, I wanted to build my PC too, and when it comes to me, it's always a problem. Either I don't have money, or I have money but there's nothing to buy, or everything is too expensive. But as someone who already experienced what it's like to wait for prices to drop back in 2021, this time I decided not to wait and build my own PC for $2,500 that can run any game in 4K without any lag. And how did I solve the RAM problem, you might ask? Well, I'm gonna tell you in this video. And of course, I will test it in several games as well. Now, let's start my story of buying a PC in this tough time. So first of all, let's start our story from early 2025. When I started this YouTube channel, I never thought about building my own rig. And of course, my old one was more than enough. If you don't know my old PC specs, they're on the screen. I was rocking an RTX 3060 and everything was fine. I played games comfortably in 1080p without any lags, could finish some AAA projects without problems, and honestly, I enjoyed my old PC. The real problem started when I began editing my videos using newer versions of Adobe After Effects and Premiere Pro. And when I really wanted to improve my editing quality, the preview inside the editing software started lagging even during simple edits, and it became clear that my 16GB of RAM and Ryzen 5 2600X couldn't handle those plugins anymore. That's when I started thinking about upgrading my RAM and CPU. But that desire disappeared by summer, when my channel started blowing up and wanted to film content about building a PC. I thought that a simple upgrade of my old system wouldn't be interesting for people. Later, I decided to build a completely new PC, but at that time I didn't really have money. I was still working at a call center as an ordinary worker and couldn't save much. Still, I tried to save around 15% of my salary when possible. And honestly, as someone who doesn't like banking, I didn't want to buy a PC on credit. Even though I had the option, I decided to save up because I never suspected that prices might rise over time. Who knew that by spring 2025 this would happen? Nobody did, right? I slowly started earning money from YouTube, quit my job, and decided to focus fully on YouTube and my studies. Whenever I could, I saved money from my YouTube earnings. By autumn, around November 2025, I managed to save about $2,500. But by that time, the first signs of global panic had already started. I mean the chip panic. Prices were going up, and I realized that if I didn't act fast, I might lose the chance to buy RAM at a reasonable price. Because I live in a developing country, everything arrives later here. New hardware, even shortages, price spikes, everything. When prices started rising in Western countries, in my country prices stayed normal for about another week. At the beginning of November, I ordered 2 kits of DDR5 RAM, each 32GB, without paying upfront. I chose to pay once I saw the product in person, in cash. I did the same way with my SSD and other components. The problem was that I couldn't pick them up immediately because each part was in a different city and had to be shipped to my local store first. The GPU arrived first and I thought I would wait until everything arrived so I wouldn't have to travel 10 kilometers to the store twice. But I couldn't stay patient and I went to the store anyway. And I'm not gonna lie, this saved me a lot of things. Let me explain more clearly so you could understand. At the store, I asked the sales manager about my other components, especially the RAM and SSD, because I really didn't want to lose them at the price I ordered a week earlier. The sales manager hesitated, went to his boss, and then came back and told me honestly that if I hadn't asked about the RAM, they would have cancelled my order due to emergency reasons and sold it at a much higher price. He said that the same RAM now cost twice as much. I was clearly shocked. If I hadn't come earlier, someone else would have taken my RAM, legally. He even added that at that moment, only customers who complained loudly or caused problems were able to get RAM, because it was not only expensive but also in short supply. Basically, he made it clear that the survival game had started, and not if I didn't pay immediately, I might lose it. Luckily, I had money on my card. I asked them to change the payment method and paid by card, liking in the original price. That's when I personally felt how crazy the situation was. Of course, it could also have been pressure from the store to make my pay faster, but still the situation was crazy. After that, I went home and waited about a week until all my components arrived. Once they did, I went back to the store, picked up everything, and came home to film my PC build guide. It took me almost a full day to build the PC because I was filming, changing camera angles, and writing notes. Normally, I could have done it in about an hour, but it doesn't matter. What really matters is the final specs. For this build, I focused mainly on a powerful CPU because I'm not as into gaming anymore and spend more time editing. I bought the Ryzen 7 7800 X3D for its 96MB of L3 3D V cache and 8 cores, 16 threads. Initially, I wanted the 9800, but in my country, the 9800 costs around $600, while the 7800 costs $400. The price difference didn't justify the performance gain. For the GPU, I bought the RTX 5070 for $1,000. I considered the RTX 5070 Ti, but the price difference was about $200, and since I don't game much and mostly edit, it wasn't worth it. RAM is 2 kits of 32GB DDR5 for $300 total. Thank God I bought it in time. It's G-Skill Ripjaw's M5. Honestly, the brand doesn't matter. What matters is that I have it. The motherboard is an Asus B850 Max Gaming Wi-Fi for $250. It's not budget, but it works with my specs and has good heatsinks. I would choose any other brand, including this Asus, as long as it's not Gigabyte, because when it comes to motherboards, I don't like Gigabyte's BIOS and didn't want to risk it. The SSD in a Data XPG Mars 1TB with around 14,000 megabytes per second speeds. I paid about $170. Honestly, I didn't really feel the speed difference compared to my old PC, which had the ordinary SATA SSD. The case is the Lianli O11 Vision, which I bought for $130. It was worth it. Building in this case is a pleasure and it looks great. I chose white because I always dreamed of a white PC. The PSU is a Chiefdog Atmos 750 watts, which I bought for $60 from a friend. The case fans also came from him, 8 fans for about $30. They're not original Lianli fans but look similar. Actually, I don't have links for this. My friend told me that he bought it from Chinese company, I don't know. There is no links for this fans in official marketplaces. The liquid cooler is from Deepcool for about $80. I wanted a Lianli cooler, but $200 was too much. Deepcool works fine, quiet, and does the job. Now let's test this PC in games and wrap up the video. Alright, the first game on the list is Ark Raiders. I tried to put every settings on max and the resolution is 2K. On the output, we get around 70-80 FPS in average. And the GPU load is approximately 100%. Temperatures of the processor and GPU is pretty low. I'm not gonna lie, playing this game in the settings is pretty comfortable. And the next game on the line is The Witcher 3. Tried to put all the settings at max, even though the game itself is pretty old. On the output, we get around over 100 FPS in 2K resolution. I'm really impressed by this game's optimization back in the day when there was no DLSS and other bullshit. So of course I can play this game without any problem. And by the way, these are games in my library. That's why some games might not be here. Because as I said earlier, I'm not into gaming and I pretty rarely buy games, so my library is not that wide. The next game on the list is CS2. All the settings on the screen I tried to put everything at max, and on the output we get around 300 FPS in average, and GPU loads at 98%. Pretty comfortable to play, even though the game itself is not that really required, but still compared to old CSGO, this game is hardware required, so yeah. And probably the last game on the list is Cyberpunk. All the settings as usual at max, RTX, DLSS, all that. And in FPS is around 90. Decently comfortable to play. If I make a summary of this video, I'm really lucky that I managed to get RAM for a reasonable price. Living in a developing country turns out to have its own upsides. If everything arrives late here, then shortages arrive late as well. So why not? The PC itself is really cool. I like it a lot. I hope to use it for the next 5 or 6 years, maybe even longer, but who knows. So if you guys liked the video, thanks for watching. All the links to the mentioned stuff are under the video. And I also have a book for beginner PC builders, which is linked below as well. That's it. Take care.